Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. This is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika. Y'all, this is P-Valley, okay? Season 2, episode 8, The Death Drop, all right? So, child, they still trying to get this reopening, okay? Popping and on, okay? So, down in the valley where the girls get naked, if you're throwing them bands, then you know we gonna shake it. 1, 2, break it. 3, 4, break it. Listen, this episode was on tonight. You hear me? Let's go ahead and get into it. So we basically started out this episode when Miss Mercedes over here on this pole. Now, honey, at first I thought she was dreaming, but she's really in here trying to practice, and for some reason, seems like her arms are still giving her problems, and I'm trying to understand why that is, all right, because she sure enough didn't have a problem during the Mercedes experience, okay, when she was going over to Coach House. She was doing it so eloquently, but now she get back in the pink and it's like something is holding her back. I'm like, is it your nerves? What's going on, girl? All right. And so, you know, she's like falling down on the floor, whatever the case may be. And she's like, damn it. And she, you know, start getting her emotions. All right. She about ready to start crying now. So we see Uncle Clifford come out and he's like, girl, it's not your damn shoulder. Okay. It is, you know, first of all, okay. Ain't no crying in the pink. All right. And second of all, it's not your damn shoulder that's, you know what I'm saying, messing with you right now. You know what I'm saying? You know, and she's like, you fall or whatever, you can't fly, but she was like, it's not your shoulder injury, it's in your head. And so Mercedes come back at her and was like, well, maybe, you know what I'm saying, the problem with the pink is not in your damn head, it's in your hands, okay? Because you could be out here doing something, and if I'm going to try, you going to have to try too. So, you know what I'm saying, Uncle Clifford ain't have nothing to say when she said that. So now, you know, we basically had Clifford, you know, Uncle Clifford or whatever, trying to, you know, call and see what's going on with Grandma Ernestine, all right? And at the same time, he's basically, you know, giving Little Murda a little cut, okay? And you know, basically Little Murda starts basically, like, he's basically saying to Little Murda, like, you know, you holding a lot of secrets, okay, but I'm not gonna be one of them, all right? And Little Murda's like, I thought we got past all of that. And Uncle Clifford is basically like, look, just because you came and hit me off a little something, something, all right, gave me some of that olive, don't mean that, you know what I mean? That's the end of it, and you ain't got to put in no work, and you ain't got to keep it real, okay? I don't mean that, all right? We ain't going to play them games. And so it's like, I don't know what you be doing, and it seemed like you being so secretive and so funny about stuff or whatever the case may be, right? And we see that basically this whole time he's on hold, and he basically has, you know, Little Murda just holding the phone for him or whatever the case may be. And so, you know, his nerves is bad anyway because he's worried about Ernestine. So he already in his feelings about that. And I think it's more about that than it is about, you know, Little Murda. But it's probably a little mixture of that going on too. And so he's letting him know, like, you got a lot of secrets out here. So, you know, Little Murda is saying that's all in the past or whatever. And, you know, he trying to move on from there, you know. And Little Murda also says, you know, that it wasn't just, you know, nothing, or he didn't just give him whatever, you know, just feeling like he wouldn't be asking him anything. It was supposed to be more than that. And she, you know, they start going back and forth because she was like, I don't know where you've been. And he was like, listen, I've been protected. Even if I was out here doing anything, were you? And, you know what I'm saying, Uncle Clifford was just like, you know, then the nurse or whoever from the hospital came on the phone. And so he's like, you know, I'm calling about Ernestine cells. And they're like, listen, there's no updates. It was no different than what it was 45 minutes ago when you called. And Uncle Clifford was in the middle of being like, I was just trying to. And they was like, no news is good news. And basically hung up the phone with their rude asses. All right. And I know how that could be. They definitely, you know what I'm saying, do be that way. And so Uncle Clifford pick up, her bag to leave, and little Murda's like, where you going? And she is like, out, okay, about my business, all right? The same way you don't tell me where you going, I ain't telling you where I'm going either. So we see Mercedes going for this run, and, you know, all of a sudden, her dog Black and Mild, you know, Maine is out or whatever. They celebrating him. And he like, come here, boy. And Black and Mild just running over there all comfortable. And she's like, come here, Black and Mild. And she see him and she like, what the hell you doing here? So he was basically saying that they had to let him out because of Rona, right? And he was like, you know, they supposed to be doing this little shing-ding for him later. Why don't she come through if she's free or whatever the case may be, so that, you know, they could chill if she not gonna be swinging around on the pole in the pink. And she was like, well, this, you know, the Rona let you out, but it basically locked the pink down, you know. And of course he is out, but he still got that daggone, you know, bracelet back around his daggone ankle. So she says she gonna see if she can move some things around and come see him. And he's like, yeah, I like when you move things around. And so, you know, of course, when she go running back to the house or whatever, he like, damn, just looking, okay. And he look good too, all right. Nice little sight, okay. So, you know, she go ahead to go, you know, back in the house or whatever after running with the dog. So we seeing Miss, you know, Haley sitting in this diner, and Keyshawn comes in, and she was basically like, you know, she don't have long, and she gives Haley these birth certificates, and she's like, that's all you need. And Haley say, yeah. So Haley apparently is trying to get her some passports, baby, to get flying up out of here. And I'm like, okay, we gonna see where this gonna go, right? So she basically was saying that she have to hurry up and get back before, you know what I'm saying, Derek could say anything or whatever. And she had told him that she was like craving some bacon fries. So she just basically put in the order, and she's saying, you know, this is where we had our first date, sort of, okay. And so Haley basically was saying to her, like, you know, what's your plan? And so Haley told her, no, what you're going to do is you're going to come and headline for the pink. So Keyshawn is like, no, hell no. She was like, yeah, you're going to tell him that he going to get all the money off the floor, but really you going to take that money or whatever, because you're going to make money from the door, and you're going to take your babies, and you're never going to look back, you know. So basically this is the plan that Haley came up with, and she's asking her where she going to go. And Keyshawn was about to tell her, and she was like, number one rule, tell no one, not even the person that's helping you. You know what I'm saying? So then they give Keyshawn her food, and she like, I gotta go. But she does tell her, I looked up Haley Colton. It says that she died in a flood, you know what I'm saying, back in Florida or whatever the case may be. And Haley said, but yet she's sitting here in Chuckalisa, baby, okay, sipping on this tea right now at this diner, okay. And so Keyshawn, or coffee, whatever it was, and so Keyshawn started smiling when she said that. And, you know, I guess that kind of gave her a little bit of hope. So then we see this news break where, child, Andre daddy ain't dead, okay? They calling him a liar on the news, and the people in the diner talking about him like a dog or whatever, saying they knew he was full of crap and it was too good to be true, because his daddy is in jail, all right, apparently for murder. And so Haley is looking all around at the people as they talking, and of course Corbin is going off on him like, I asked you to tell me if it was any damn thing I needed to know. You know, he's kicking everybody out the office, and, you know, Corbin is like, of course I wouldn't want to say nothing about this. You know what I'm saying? Would you want to talk about something like that with your father? Do you like talking about the things your father did? So Corbin is like, that's not, you know what I'm saying, that's not what this is about, or whatever the case may be. I'm footing the bill. I've been giving you the damn money so that I can help you whatever way needed to be helped. Now we basically jacked behind this. You know what I'm saying? He is like, it don't matter what my father did or didn't do. So I said, yeah, Andre, you should have been smarter than that shit. I'm pretty sure that most of them had to have known about that already anyway. And, you know, you could have been said something and been able to flip it and still been like, yeah, I made it out okay, even though my dad is, you know what I'm saying, in jail and he did whatever he did. So at the same time, they also put up something about Patrice talking about, you know what I'm saying, Christian, and showing a freaking video of her fighting. Baby, Patrice knew how to come out and work her stuff, okay, better than damn Andre did, because she got out there and started talking about, listen, everybody knew I was a hoe, okay, I admit I was a hoe. I sucked a lot of dick in my day, okay, I did tricks, I was on my knees, I was popping it like it was hot, okay. And she was like, you know, I basically you know, what I did yesterday or whatever is not what I am today. Today I'm a woman of God. And she was like, you know, I don't have to climb through back doors no more and all this stuff, and I hold so Chuck Elisa could fly. I said, no, Miss freaking Patrice did not. Okay, Patrice. So she talking about, you know, vote for me. And so he was like, you know, Corbin was saying to Andre, at least she owns her mess, okay? And she got out ahead of it, like I said, and said what she needed to say. So now Andre trying to figure out what the heck he could do. And, you know, Haley was calling him, and he basically just ignored her call. So, you know, we get Derek Raggedy behind. He coming in the house, and, you know, he want to act like he giving damn Keyshawn a gift, okay, that she don't want. She can't even wear or fit. He's like, what are you talking about? Is a size 7. She like, you know, my feet done spread, okay, since having the babies, things change. You know, he want to sit here, oh my God, I can't do nothing right. What can I do? You can't do shit, Derek, you know, and she tells him some things cannot be bought. You know, he thought this was back in the days when he bought the dress and stuff, and he figured out her size good, you know, the Cinderella ball, right? But no, now, you know what I'm saying, that's not working no more. So, you know, pretty much she ready to go ahead about her business. And, you know, of course he want to be like, what can he do, and punching himself and all this stuff. And she just looking at him. I said, Keyshawn, please don't fall for it, all right? And he's back to the I'ma change, I'ma promise. Like, boy, bye. Okay, nobody ain't, you know what I'm saying, believing that. So she starts telling him about how, you know, she don't want to dance on tour or whatever. And he was like, you want to dance at the Pink? So you know that's really not his favorite place at all, right? That's how everything got started in the first place. And she said, yeah, you know, she have to go in there to do this dance to be able to make this money. And he was like, that place, that's the one place where all the bad things happen at. And she was like, that's not the only place, okay? And she was like, right now, that's the only place that I feel free. And so, you know, of course, since he trying to sucker up to her right now, he's basically like, okay, all right, we know he full of crap, you know. And so she over here rubbing his head. I said, girl, I wish she would have banged that damn pot or something into his damn head. And so Corbin goes see his brother, and he was like, why would you put out that ad? He was like, the only thing you did by doing that is made you and Andre, you know what I'm saying, lose in the polling or go down more in the polling, and you got Patrice ahead. And he was like, well, if you would have never messed around and, you know what I'm saying, went with that damn fool, then we wouldn't be in this situation at all or whatever. And basically he feels like he would have it, and he's telling him that he's messing up the whole deal as far as them being able to get the casino up in here. So he was like, now they splitting the vote on that. And so he said it's like a war waging on all fronts. And he was like, you know, basically telling Corbin that he's the reason behind that, right? And he was like, you know, it's going to always be something that you can never buy, and that the casino's going to go down in flames, and it's going to be on your head. So, you know, then he just walk away from him. So, of course, Corbin is ticked off. You know, we have Haley go to the damn hair salon, right? And she trying to see homegirl, you know, that told her she was going to give her the deal. And when she walk in the hair salon, the chick in there going to talk about some, oh, I think you looking for LaQuisha down the block. You in the wrong spot. Haley said, no, I'm in the right spot, sweetie, okay? Right where I need to be. So, you know, what's her name? Georgia? I can't remember her name. I think it's Georgia. She was like, no, she's in the right spot. And she asked them, can they excuse her for a minute so she could talk to Haley? So she's telling her, since everything that happened, you know, stuff is going down, that Haley don't realize that she's not even in a position to make no deals no more. She done lost that, you know what I'm saying, opportunity or whatever. And she was like, if she don't take the $5 million, then basically she gonna end up with nothing. You know, Haley is basically like, nah, it's still a chance. There's still things we could do. I'm not settling for that. It's either going to be my $10 million or it's going to be nothing, you know. And she's telling her that she looks like a smart girl that knows how to, you know, handle business and knows what's what or whatever. Because when Haley first walked in, she was like, you know, I like you. And she was like, you actually look good with the red, but you look good with that brown too. And so Haley was telling her she looked good with her gray. And she was like, you know, you look like somebody that knows her worth and knows, you know what I'm saying, what to go for and how to get shit done and things of that nature. So, you know, you should just come on and take what I'm trying to offer you if you smart and you know what I'm saying, make it work for you. And she was like, I especially like a woman that, you know, knows what to do with both things or whatever the case may be, right? And that makes you very dangerous, you know what I'm saying, and beautiful on top of it. But if you don't know your worth, then you're gonna be declining. And so Haley basically was like, whatever do you mean? And she was like, well, obviously with everything that happened now, you know, the best I could offer you is $5 million. And if y'all people talk about reparations all the time, so there you go. So Haley was like, you cannot do anything without me and without the pink. And she was like, no, I can, or whatever. Or without the vote, the whole casino referendum is going to go. And what we see with the pastor, you know what I'm saying, it looked like nothing is going to go through anyway. So it would all fail. So Haley basically was like, well, I'm going to go ahead and hold out then. And she was like, however long do you think that's going to be? That could be for years. And so she was like, I'm telling you, take the $5 million, be smart. That's my last and final offer. So Haley basically started to go to walk out the daggone hair salon. And she was basically like, you walk out the salon, girl, and I don't like how she said that, girl, you know, then you going to basically end up with no money at all. And so she was like, I don't think you want to risk that. You holding or you folding. And so Haley just basically was like, I'll see you, you know what I'm saying, at the polls, Georgie. Okay. So I'm like, okay, we going to see what's going to happen now because things done change. Okay. And Miss Georgia went ahead and lit up her cigar, you know what I'm saying, while Haley was walking out. So then we see Big Teak, you know, Wody did a good job on him. You can't even tell that, you know what I'm saying, he, got shot, especially in the head, the face, whatever. And so then Wody comes in there and he was telling him, like, you did good work. He was like, you make it look like nothing ever happened. And so, you know, he basically brought the suit or whatever for him to wear, you know, the clothes that he want him to wear. And they start talking. And he was like, don't you get tired of burying guys or whatever and, you know, being around death all the time? And Wody was basically like, listen, this is a part of life, you know. And he was like, we all gotta go. And he was like, when one goes, then, you know what I'm saying, a baby is born, and that's just the way that it works. And he was basically saying, you know, Rome was asking for it. So he was like, you definitely don't feel bad about that or whatever. But he said it all balances out at the end. And he was like, you know, basically just still saying Rome was a, you know, a rapist, a hater, a manipulator, or whatever the case may be. And he was like, you know, he basically had showed Keyshawn, you know what I'm saying, the tape or whatever. And he was like, stuff like that is not going to go down on his watch. And so, Murda was saying, like, you acting like you God. He was like, we all God and we all the devil too. I said, I don't know about all that, but okay, Wody. So, you know, not for nothing, he was like, he gonna take care of stuff no matter what. He gonna look out no matter what. He gonna hold it down no matter what, whatever he gotta do. And so, you know, Little Murda basically was like, and what if it come out? And he was like, listen, if it come out, then I'm gonna handle that too. And, you know, Little Murda started talking about how, you know, he had to do certain things when he was younger. And he was like, only God could judge him for that or whatever, because he was saying his mother was all messed up. And so, you know, he had to get out here and be like kind of selling himself basically. And so Wody was like, ain't nobody gonna judge you because I'm gonna make sure of that, you know. And so he was like, well, you know, why me? And Wody was basically telling him, you know, why not you? He was like, you know, one of us got to make it out of here. Why not you? So I thought that that was deep. You know, Wody is definitely down for him no matter what. Excuse me. And so then he went and was just like looking at Teak again or whatever. So we see, you know, Uncle Clifford coming in, and of course he's still talking about some reopening, and they saying how they got to get whatever last little men touches done, and they got to make sure they permit is straight and all of that kind of stuff. And so, you know, Uncle Clifford was like saying to, you know, Mercedes, that she happy that she's there and she's gonna be her top chick and she gonna be opening up for them now. In the meantime, you got Diamond and freaking Big Bone over there kissing up and all into each other by the damn, you know what I'm saying, DJ boo. And so Haley want to tell, you know, Mercedes to get up on the pole and, you know, give her demonstration, and she telling Whisper and Roulette to go ahead and move out the way. And so Uncle Clifford is like getting ticked off because, he said that Mercedes was going to be the one in charge. And so, Haley looking at her, she like, is that your routine? She told Big Bone to go ahead and throw something on so that Mercedes could do her dance. And so Mercedes is going to do the dance and she's just messing up. She doing a horrible ass job. I'm like, I'm still not understanding why is there such a problem for her to dance now in the pink, because like I said, when she was over there with Coach, she was doing it just fine. And so baby, she was like, well, you're not gonna be the one to open. And Mercedes was ready to go off. Like, I know you don't think no damn Roulette and Whisper is going to be the one to open. Mind you, they being mad disrespectful, cracking mad different jokes or whatever the case may be on the sidelines. And so, next thing you know, Mississippi come walking in right on cue, honey, and dab on Diamond mouth dropped open, baby. Everybody was frozen, and then Clifford was like, I know damn well you freaking lying. You gotta be kidding me. She was like, y'all damn yellow bitches. And then Mississippi just come walking in, and she's standing there, and she like, hey everybody, okay? They was looking mad stuck. So Roulette and Whispers basically going to her back in the dressing room, talking about some, oh, I always followed you and I learned how to do this dance, from you, and I've been following you online. I like your eyelashes and all this stuff. And Mississippi over here, oh for real, oh thank you, whatever. So you hearing Clifford and them arguing in the background, and she like, is it always like this? And they like, yeah, pretty much. And then Mercedes come in and she's like, oh, so you back, bitch, or whatever. So, Mississippi is basically asking, is her locker still available? And she was like, I know damn well you ain't asking me about some locker. You got a lot of damn nerve. Then she like, of course it is. It's still there. And so is the vanity or whatever, right? And so then they go, she sit at her table and Mississippi basically sit at her old one or whatever. And so she was just like, I never thought that I would be back here. And, Mercedes says, I guess if you back here, then you don't have no choice. And Mississippi was like, yeah. And so Mercedes was like, yeah, no place, like home. Basically she back there too. And from the way she been dancing, it looked like she's not even going to be able to, stay there. So I don't even know what's going on with Mississippi, but they both was looking inside their mirrors and looking daggone, pitiful. And then Uncle Clifford come walking out with a box that he done packed up and was like, the only reason why she ain't taking the daggone, jukebox is because she can't carry that in her Birkin, okay? And she get in the bag and she trying to call the hospital again and check on, Miss Ernestine, and she just crying and screaming and saying, shit, damn it, and going through the motions in her car. And all of a sudden, she start hearing her mother voice, and when she look up, she seeing her in the rearview mirror, okay? So I said, oh, damn, like Clifford seeing her mother, and she said, who done got a beat up baby, Who is messing with you, all right? And so Uncle Clifford basically was just looking back at her, and she was like, what's my rule? She says, if you, gonna cry, whatever the case may be, you can't just cry. You got to get even. I said, all right, I know that's right, Mama. Come through, with the words, all right? And so then Uncle Clifford started looking back, and I guess, getting the idea. So we see they doing Big T, funeral. Everybody's coming to pay their respects. They all putting these chains down on him. Little Murda was looking mad, handsome in his little suit or whatever have you. And when they come out, the guy's showing him how Pico and them is on this damn video. And I don't know why the hell you would want to make a video like that. They being disrespectful to them or whatever. And, Little Murda at first, like when he first came out, he's singing his goodbyes. He laying on the coffin and all of that, and the guy calls him over and he's like, what he got to say now. He got his wig split and this, that, and the third. You making it seem like you the one that, took him out. And they was like, this flip-flopping ass niggas, they was like, you got to show them. They can't think they could just go around, that's real disrespectful and all of that to be talking stuff. So at first they was like, oh, it don't matter. But then this other older man was like, nah, you got to handle that. He was like, they can't think it's okay to just be disrespectful. And, Little Murda like, hell yeah. And he giving him a pound or whatever. So I'm like, oh, Lord. So, you know, we get back to Mercedes. She's still there trying to practice, right? You got Mississippi on one pole and you got her on another pole. You know, Roulette and them is still looking and talking they mess or whatever. And freaking Big Bone over here looking like a damn hater too by the damn bar. And so, you know, they talking about some, oh, I hope I'm not going to be like that. And I hope I don't be that way in my prime and all this other crap, right? And then, Haley was telling her that she's not ready or whatever, and she was about to get into Haley behind, but then she get a call from Terica, and she like, what's going on, baby? And she just hurry up and run out like, mama got you, I'm on my way, I'll be right there. So when she get there, and I was wondering when Miss Damn Shell was going to find out about the damn abortion. I knew she had to find out sooner or later. She like, an abortion? You took her to get an abortion. So, you know, Shell, like, I mean, Mercedes told her, slow your ass down before I have to mess you up. She like, first of all, you all drunk. Why don't you go sober up? And she talking about, I ain't drunk. But Mercedes clearly was like this, like she's just reeking alcohol. And she telling her, oh, in my family, we don't give up babies like you do. And we make our own decisions and we don't toss them to the side. And she was like, well, obviously Terica didn't feel like she could come to you. How do you think it happened in the first place? She talking about some, you know, oh, because she been around you. No, Shell, she been around you. And to be honest, that's what I forgot to mention when I did my damn review last week, because I was about to be like, why the hell they didn't tell Shell? Because I felt like she should have been there and she should have known this happened on your damn watch, bitch. She been underneath your roof, okay? Now what? Because you so busy passed out damn drunk. And so basically, you know, she was saying to her, why do you think she came to me? And she was like, maybe because you're the only person that would, you know, take her in the middle of the night and let her do what she wants to. She's like, no, she came because she trusts me and because she knew that I could be there for her. So she talking about some, you know, oh, I've been doing my best. So when, Terica was like, mama, they both had answered. And she was like, Shell talking about some, no, she talking to me. I've been taking care for 14 years. Just because you came one time and did something, you know what I'm saying, you think that means something. And Mercedes said, yeah, but you wasn't there the time that she needed you the damn most. And so Terica basically was like, let's go home. You know, she don't want to see them arguing. And, you know, Mercedes said, what you be? She was like, nah, you go back in your room. She was like, I'm calling an Uber for her. She can't drive anyway. So Terica said she was going to drive her home. She was like, no the hell you ain't. And she was like, mama, I know how to drive, you know what I'm saying, things to you or whatever. So she said, okay. And then Shell want to look all funny, talk about, say, come on, let's go, and grab her. I'm tired of Shell ass, okay? I really am. So we see Corbin out here working in the damn fields or whatever. He fixing some kind of water pipe thing. I don't know, whatever the hell he was fixing. And, you know, Clifford come driving up or whatever. And he made me laugh because she made me laugh because she was like, ooh, hey, oh, hey. He basically doing the beat from Damn Color Purple. So she was like, oh, they got you out here in the fields or whatever. So he was like, you want to offer me a hand? She like, I sure the hell don't. She was like, not the house nigga asking the field nigga for help or whatever. So Clifford started laughing. She was like, why you so mad? So he basically was like, you know, we got a big problem with Pastor Woodbine or whatever the case may be. And he was like, now, you know, this casino is going to go underground. And she said, well, child, treats is easy. That ain't nothing. She was like, only thing she loved more than, you know what I'm saying, getting on that camera and acting like she praising God is them Benjamins, all right? So you already know how you got to handle her. That's like one thing down, okay? And so he was like, wait, why are you even here? And she was like, the enemy of my enemy is my bitch, okay? So she was like, he said, you the one that made us enemies. She was like, nah, you made us enemies when you was trying to take my club away from me, which you still basically trying to do, and you was trying to cut me out of it and not even give me anything. So she was like, you know, ever since childhood, you always had your secrets and your low down things that you did or whatever the case may be. And so, you know, he was saying, do she understand how it is when you can't you know, be who you are, whatever. And she like, are you kidding? You know, are you kidding me? Like the whole world is turned against you or whatever. He was like, hell yeah, I do. I have nigga, what you think I do? And she was like, the only difference between me and you is that I'm comfortable with who I am and I know who I am. She was like, you love, you know, swimming against the tide or whatever. And the sooner that you realize that the water, you know what I'm saying, is turned off, then and it won't hold you all back. She was like, you can't go to the river, then you got to bring the river to you. So he was like, I don't understand your riddles. And she said, well, before Miss Ernestine, you know, Grandma Ernestine came in, she gave me rule 7,629. Okay, like, bring the water to me if I can't go to the water. If you can't go to the water, bring the water to you, right? And remember when Miss Ernestine was basically saying, you know, bring me some water if you can't bring it to me. So then the pipes that he was working on started, you know, spraying water everywhere. And she was like, ooh, you better go take care of that. You better handle that. Looks like you need to fix that. Get right on that, okay? I'm about to see my way up out of here. So after this, we see Roulette and Whisper in this hotel room. Now, at first, they dancing around, they smoking, they drinking. This part was definitely giving me Player Clubs vibes. And then, you know, Whisper starts saying, I don't know about this. I'm starting to get a funny feeling. You know, my senses is tingling, okay? My spidey senses is tingling right now. And she was like, oh, no, it's just your nerves, whatever have you. So I was like, wait, is Roulette trying to set her up? Because remember, you know, she was kind of looking at her funny these last couple times. But she said her intuition is tweaking. So she was like, I don't think we should do this no more. So she telling her to do this breathing or whatever and calm down. So next thing you know, we see homeboy that was talking about the dick sucking lips and how he wanted to eat, you know what I'm saying, Whisper out and all of that, show up. And he comes and she's like, because he was at first like, oh, you staying double trouble? Yeah, I could get into that. She was like, no, this ain't no buy one, get one free. You know, if you want some of me, you got to pay extra for that. You gonna have fun with what you pay for, okay? But I'm staying around to make sure it ain't gonna be no funny business. So she was like, no. You know, he gonna tell her no, she could leave. She was like, no, if I ain't staying, you ain't either, okay? She was like, I'm gonna be right there holding it down in the bathroom while y'all go ahead and do what y'all gonna do. So he was like, shit, all right. He was like, make yourself at home. And he's smiling and looking at, you know, Whisper to him, oh, yeah, how you doing, baby, or whatever. So we didn't see Andre, you know, at the house or soaking or whatever, and he's still looking at the news and is still talking about him being born to this drug addicted mother and the father going to jail, and he's looking at this check that you know, Lakeisha Savage gave him or whatever, and who should come knocking at the door but her, right? And she talking about, oh, I, you know, brung you something over, drinks or whatever. So he basically was saying that he had a nice time with her, whatever. It was very memorable, but he wanted to wake up, you know, with Haley, even though he laid down with Lakeisha. And she said, well, I can't give you Haley, but, you know, I could give you Autumn Night. And so he was like, I ain't got no dollars. And she was like, well, that's why you gotta go ahead and cash that check, because she was telling him, like, didn't I, you know, leave you a check or whatever the case may be. And she just was also saying to him, like, you just gonna lay down and die, you gonna let people bully you or whatever, you not gonna fight, right, you know, fight back, and you ain't gonna do what you gotta do, that's it, you just giving up. So, you know, basically she all of a sudden gets an idea when he was saying that he didn't have the dollars and he didn't put the cash in, you know, the check in. He was saying that he have to wait for the next fundraiser. She gets an idea, like, I guess she's gonna get ready to do this damn another fundraiser for him. So she calls up Brazil and was saying, you know, y'all meet me and I'm gonna need y'all help. Y'all gotta come through right now, because he was like, who you calling and what you doing? And next thing you know, we get back to Whisper and them, and this dude really did pay money just to be able to eat her out. I'm like, okay. So she's over here giving out these fake moans, and Roulette is in the bathroom playing her game or whatever, but he shorts her $200. He's saying it ain't worth it. And he was like, oh, she wasn't even doing nothing. If she gonna do a little something extra, I had to do all the work. And he was like, she can't even moan right. And so at this point, Whisper was like, well, then you should have been doing more work with your tongue. And he was like, what you said, bitch? She was like, come on, I had to fake that damn orgasm. And I could feel it as soon as you walked in that you never, you know, pleased the woman in your life. So Roulette is dying laughing at that, like, well, damn. So honey child, he started choking the mess out of her, talking about, say something else, bitch, say something else, bitch, say something else, bitch. Man, Roulette came up with that gun and put the gun to his head and started playing like, listen, we gonna play this game, all right? My favorite game, all right? And we gonna find out, you know, how much shit you want to talk. The gun got one bullet and we gonna see what's gonna come out. So now we know why her name is Roulette, right? And so he was like, oh, you ain't serious. You full of shit. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna do nothing like that. You bullshit. And she puts the gun to her head and pulls the trigger. And they both going, what the fuck? You know, even Whisper's getting nervous now. And then she's putting the gun to his head and she's pulling the trigger. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, you know, this is be a good relationship with Death. You know, she was like, how about you? So she keeps clicking it and he's like, what the fuck, and telling her to stop. You know, Whisper is screaming for her to stop. He's saying, oh, Jesus. And she was like, you still here? She was like, I wonder how much longer you could last. So then she was telling him to take his clothes off and he basically wasn't doing it. So Whisper was like, you know, hurry up, do what she said. Take those fucking clothes off, stop playing. She basically ends up putting the gun in his mouth and telling him to suck on it. I said, yo, Roulette is crazy. Like, oh, you crazy for real, okay? So they basically end up running out the daggone hotel room and taking his damn car. He coming out on the balcony screaming at them. She like, yeah, okay, whatever, catch us, you know what I'm saying, if you can. And so we seeing Pico coming out, you know, he done came from the store and he giving zaps and, you know what I'm saying, drinking his drink or whatever, just chilling. He get a call from, you know, I don't know if it was a little boy, little girl, but obviously his child. And he's saying, oh, daddy gonna be home in a minute. Baby, the next thing you know, as he just, you know, finished hanging up the phone, we see little Murda creep around the damn corner, baby. Quiet as I don't know what. In all black with the hoodie on or whatever. So he telling him, you know, oh, I didn't kill Big Zeke. I didn't say nothing about it. My boys was clowning. He said, no, you was the one that was talking shit. You claimed to be God. You know, oh, no, I ain't nothing. I ain't claimed to do nothing. He was like, you know, my mother and everything like that. And you know how she needs me. And I'm the one that help her. And I got a new baby on the way. And I got a child at home. You know, he making every different you know, excuse that you could find. And so little Murda basically was like, do you know how it feels to watch somebody, you know, take their life and have their blood come all over you and, you know, be choking and on your vomit and getting sick and have them fall on you and have your clothes painted with red? And he starts lifting up the gun, you know what I'm saying, pointing it at him or whatever. And he was like, please, man. That's when he just was like telling him about his mother and another baby and all this stuff. And his son just turned 6. And I'm like, now you want to plead? He said, oh, yeah, your son name is Tyson, right? So the guy basically was like, yeah. He was like, just looked at him for a minute and was like, well, you know what? I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to tell him that his daddy love him. And he lit that ass up. I said, woo, baby. Y'all thought Little Murda was sweet, honey. You ain't know he had that name for a reason. Now, mind you, he don't whip your ass before Antique whipped your ass. You would think with something like that, you would keep your damn mouth shut. And Little Murda just walked away and pulled up his little thing over his face, like his mask, and he just was out. I said, okay, Murda, I see you. Okay, stop playing with him. So next thing you know, Mercedes pull up. You know, these guys out there partying because remember Maine had invited her to the little shindig that they was going to throw down for him. But as soon as she got there and they was ready to hang out, you know, they start saying how Pico just got hit. So they all running and trying to go, you know, take care of that, saying he got popped or whatever. And Maine was about to go with them, but Mercedes was like, come on, you just got out of jail. She was like, why don't you come and sit down? Let them go and do all of that craziness. So she bring him a drink in or whatever, and she started telling him about how, you know, she haven't been right or whatever, you know. She all messed up in the head. She was like, you know, it was 3 of us in this room and I didn't know whether I, you know what I'm saying, I was going to be able to make it out or not. So she was like, you know, I had to do what I had to do and I haven't been able to, you know, well, no, she said it was 4 in the room and only 3 came out. And she was like, I had to do what I had to do. So she was like, now, you know what I'm saying, that's not me, but now that is me. And she was like, I don't know how to function. I don't know how to be okay. Excuse me. So he was telling her, Mercedes, I'm sorry. I wish I would have been there to protect you. You know, I'm sorry that I wasn't. He was like, you deserve that and more. And, you know, basically he was just like rubbing on her, whatever. So she asked him, you know, does it ever go away? And she was like, the nightmares. And he basically just was looking, you know, she said the guilt. And so, you know, he was shaking his head like, no. you know. And then he was like, nah. And she was like, so what do you do with it then? And he was like, you make a difference in someone else's life, you know. And so he over here, you know, saying that you know, cancel things and you come through when you have to and all of that. So he's basically trying to rub her and say, maybe I can make a difference in your life. But Mercedes was like, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something else. And he was like, I hope you find what you're looking for. So I'm not clear. Excuse me, y'all. It's so hot in my daggone room. I swear I feel like I'm starting to daggone choke because I had to turn my AC off to do this video. But nonetheless, he started looking and say, I hope you get what you're looking for. And I was like, girl, what are you looking for, honey? Because I would have been all up and through on top of daggone Maine, okay? But anyway, moving on from that, we get Clifford. You know, she decides to go and visit her mom's grave. She's like, you know what? I haven't been coming here since I haven't been coming here as much as I used to. It seemed like you're coming to visit more and more now. So she was like, you know, basically pulling out a drink. I think it was of some Crown. She put some cigarettes on top of her, you know what I'm saying, gravestone. And she basically was like, you know, I don't be visiting like I used to. And she poured some of it out. And, you know, just was basically sitting there and saying how much, you know, she missed her and she wished she could talk to her. She was like, but maybe I've been avoiding you because then I would have to admit some things that, you know what I'm saying, I basically don't want to admit. And she was like, I'm falling, you know, I'm falling and I'm failing, you know, right now. I'm in a bad place. And, you know, basically started crying. And I was like, oh, Clifford. And she was like, oh, don't take her, you know, basically talking about, you know, Ernestine. And I just wanted to go and hug her during that time when she was crying, okay? And so she was like, I promise I'll visit you every week if you just, you know what I'm saying, let her live, you know, just let her live. She was like, I miss you, mama. I miss you, mama, so much, you know. And I was just like, oh, that was a sweet but very sad moment. And she was like, you know, all I'm asking is that you don't have to take Miss Ernestine too, you know, because honestly, if Miss Ernestine goes, Uncle Clifford don't have nobody else, you know, that's the reality. So I get it, you know. And so then we see Miss Patrice in this church, honey, okay, doing a live, and she getting these donations coming on the screen, you know, $10 here, $15 here, $25 here, $100 here. So then they say that 10,000 came in from some Mr. Rabbit something, and she was like, 10,000, oh Lord Almighty, or whatever, you know, jumping all around and saying, you know, she gonna dance like a rabbit for this one, all right? She was like, well, we'll jump, you know what I'm saying, and we'll hop and we'll praise. And so when it was over, you know, the girl was like, all it said was meet me outside, so, or cash me outside. And so, of course, Miss Patrice looking like, so she come walking and she like, Bear Rabbit, Mr. Rabbit, you know, and here come, Corbin coming out and he like, hi, Pastor Woodbine. And she was like, yeah, soon to be mayor or whatever, you know, Mayor Woodbine. And so he basically was like, you gonna drop out the race. And she was like, why would I do that? She was like, She basically was chuckling, you know, laughing. And she said, let me tell you something. She little light-skinned trickster. She said, I've been on these streets in my knees, you know, and right now I've been feeding the poor, the hungry, and helping everybody, and they know my soul. And she was like, this may have started out of spite, but now I see, you know what I'm saying, the Lord has shown me that I could be the mayor in the office or whatever the case may be. I could make this happen for real. And he was like, but do you want that or do you want the pulpit? He said, the heart of a man, you know what I'm saying, the Lord establishes, you know what I'm saying, to order her steps. And he gives her this big old wad of money. He said, take your time and pray on it, sister. I got more where that come from. Okay. And so he go walking off and was like, oh, glory to God. Okay. Glory to God. And so she go ahead and take that big old stack out and was looking at it, honey. And I think they may have found a way to buy Miss Patrice out. Okay. We shall see. And so then here we got Roulette driving up. You know, she come bring the car to what's his name? I don't forgot his name, Duffy, for him to bust it down, okay? And he told her I could bust more than that car down, all right? And she said, well, I need you to bust it down you know, by tomorrow or whatever. And, you know, and of course, when he was telling her he could bust down more in the car, she like, boy, bye. But, you know, they start kissing, having a little moment. And he was like, that's all I'm going to get. And she talking about, listen, these lips up here, you know what I'm saying, is too much for you. You could barely handle these lips, let alone, you know what I'm saying, them other ones, them labias would, you know, be on another level for you. So he asked her where she want him to, you know what I'm saying, drop it off at or whatever, and she basically was like, you know, down at the peak, baby, you know the rest. And then when she go and pull the gun out and, you know, open up the chamber, it was one bullet in it. So, ooh, baby, what y'all think about that, honey? What y'all thought about this episode? What y'all liked, what y'all didn't like, what y'all think is gonna be going down next? You know, we ended off the episode with freaking Murda in the studio, you know, putting his headphones on and he lighting up a blunt or whatever the case may be. Mind you, he still got blood on his damn hands. And he's like, yo, turn that beat up. That was it, y'all. That was P-Valley, you know. He said, let's drop that beat, man. So, yeah, this was a good episode. This was a good episode. I liked it, you know. Roulette is crazy and Murda ain't nothing to be playing with. All right, y'all. So put it all in the comments. Let's discuss. Tell me all about it, y'all. Okay. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe if you are so inclined. Till next time. Toodaloo.